Hi, I'm Hope Hopday Glynn, Team SmartPak rider, and I'm here with this episode of Ask a Trainer, of which Shelby wrote in and talked about that she had a fall in December off of her horse, and she's having a little bit of a hard time getting back into the routine of good trot to canter transition. She said her trainer doesn't have any trouble with it, but what might be some exercises that she can do at home to not only gain her confidence back, but also gain back her good transitions. Great way to start to get your confidence back and also get good transitions is by starting with your trainer helping you on a lunge line. You may use a lunge whip or not, depending on if your horse needs the encouragement. I also will start my rider, of course, if you're a little timid, with your reins. And then you will build up to actually doing this without your reins, with your hands on your hips, because it will not only build your confidence, but it will also make sure that you're getting your transition from your leg. And it's really important that when you're asking trot to canter, that we all are taught to use our outside leg to canter, but you also need a little inside leg at the girth, outside leg behind the girth. You also can use your seat. Your seat or your 3-point position is a great aid. However, the majority of the impulsion needs to come from your leg, and then other aids like your voice or an artificial aid like a crop or spurs can help you as well. So Avery is going to demonstrate my daughter today. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna head out on the lunge line. I'm gonna have her hold her reins, but realize her reins are attached to the saddle so that I don't have to worry. You can also tie them to the mane or tie them in a knot. So I don't have to worry that they're gonna slide down or get in front of the horse or in front of her, or that she might get a leg caught in it or be dangerous at any level. So let's go to the trot. So nice posting trot. She's gonna use her voice. She's gonna feel the reins a little more connected to start, and then we will go without them. So one of the things we work on is, as a trainer, I have already worked on this horse with using my voice and also maybe using a little whip or spur so that it's more responsive to my leg to make it easier for my client who maybe is nervous. But when that client's nervous and trying to learn the trot to canter transition again, I'm gonna bring them back to the lunge line, because then I can help them engage the horse and also steer and help with a little bit of the nerves. So Avery, we're gonna go to the canter and we're gonna sit and kiss. Sit, good. And she's gonna be in her 2-point. And now she's gonna be in her 3-point. And remember, the difference between your 2-point and your 3-point is your seat. So if the horse is falling out a little, she's got to use her outside leg. If it falls in a little, she's got to use her inside leg. And let's go back to the trot. So your 2-point are your 2 legs. Your 3-point are your 2 legs and your seat. Good, and when you go back to the canter, I want to hear you use your voice, sit and kiss. I'm going to encourage the horse with a whip. Good. Excellent. And now if you could put your hands on your hips for me, and in your 3-point position. So that's the seated canter, working canter, sitting. Now she's gonna use her voice to go back to the trot. Whoa. If my horse got fast, as the trainer or the person holding the lunge line, I'm gonna bring the circle in smaller. Good. And then we're gonna go back to the canter, and I'm gonna say we're gonna go back to the canter in 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna count down so she knows that I'm here to help her. And we're gonna go back to the canter in 3, 2, and 1. Good, and you saw that time she got a little nervous, so she put her hands back to the reins. That's fine, that's why they're there. You can also put your hands back to the pommel, which is the front of the saddle. Or Avery, can you demonstrate one hand on the pommel, one hand on the cantle? And that also will bring you back into the saddle and make you feel confident. Good. You can also do a variation where you have one hand on the pommel and one hand on your hip. Can you show me your hip? And back to the posting trot. Good. And hands back on her hips when she feels confident again. So start with your hands on your reins. Then start from there going to one hand on the pommel, one hand on the cantle. Then go to one hand on the pommel and one hand on your hip. And then finish confidently with both hands on your hips. Okay, and let's finish with a canter transition in 3, 2, and 1. Good. And 3 points. Good. And then for added confidence, let's show them how you canter with arms, big backward circles at the canter. You gradually build up to this as you trust your horse on the lunge line. But all sorts of exercises in a lunge line lesson, no matter how advanced you are good for your leg and good for confidence, and that can help with almost any issue. And posting trot, hands on your hips. Excellent, and take your reins, please. And transition to walk, and give them a pat.